So here I'm opening up the raw file. Slightly overexposed, always slightly overexposed when I shoot period. So I brought the highlights down a little bit. I knew that would help to bring the sky right. What I did was bring the contrast down because I knew I was going to go to use the dehaze, and sometimes you need to bring the contrast down before you dehaze. So once I'm using adjusting the dehaze, you can see it's bringing the sky back, and try not to make it look too unnatural. So I was kind of playing with the dehaze here. Uh, and I went back and I'm adjusting the temperature a little bit because it was a little bit too blue. But again, I wanted it to look natural too. I don't want the temperature to be too high and get orangey easy. Uh, what was I doing here? Okay. Sorry, I'm recording. I'm actually doing a voiceover after I do the video because it's hard for me to do what I'm doing and talk through it as well. I raised the temperature up a little bit. I brought the shadows up just to show a little more detail in the players. I adjusted the blacks a little bit here to give it a little more fullness. Adjusted the clarity, didn't like that look, so I kept it normal. And I tried bringing up the lights a little bit. As you know, when you bring up the light somewhat, it goes back to blowing the sky out. So what I did is bring the reds up uh, to make his uniform and helmet pop a little bit. And here I open the image and fitting it to screen. Obviously the horizon is off somewhat, so that's the first thing I have to go to adjust. So I'm trying to fix the horizon. I'm looking at the goalpost. I'm usually pretty bad with my horizons. So the goalpost being there helped a lot. Cropping in some from the bottom. I didn't feel like that space was really necessary. I was trying to decide how tight I would crop it. And I felt like that was still have the wide scene look, but to bring things in a little closer. And that's pretty much it. I was pretty satisfied with that. So I ended up saving that as a TIFF file, and I just called it number one because I knew that I was going to do a tighter crop and save that as a alternate file or a second file. So here I'm just using the crop tool. This is pretty simple. Bringing in, trying to leave like equal amount of space from the defender's foot at the bottom and the receiver's foot at the top, just so it looks somewhat symmetrical. I didn't want to bring it in totally from the top, so I left that space up there and went back here to camera raw. What was I doing here? Now I was uh, cropping the photo again because it looked like the horizon was off a little bit. And I went to save this one as a TIFF as well. And let's call this one number two for now. And that's the basics of what I did to edit this one.